I'm Calvin Dorsey, president of Dorsey Management Services, a training and consulting company in the Dallas area. Thanks for taking the time to watch this very brief presentation, which will highlight the ways that my customized training programs can improve your organizational effectiveness. My contact information is displayed on the screen, and I'd like you to feel free to follow up with me at any time. As you can see, I have a website, which is www.dorseysolutions.com. My toll-free number is 855-483-5104. Over the years, I've had the privilege to serve as a college professor in the School of Management, a vice president of sales, a general sales manager, and as an account executive. What this means to you is that I have a wealth of professional experiences which enhance my training programs. This brief presentation will give you some insight into the approach that I take with all of my training programs, examples of courses, and my research-driven content. For example, are you aware that current time management research supports single tasking rather than multitasking? Clifford Nass, a professor at Stanford University, which is where I attended college, conducted one of many research projects on the effects of multitasking. In an interview, he said, "The research is almost unanimous, which is very rare in social science. And it says that people who chronically multitask show an enormous range of deficits. In simple terms, people are less productive when they work on more than one thing at a time, and focusing on one task increases your productivity. And that's not all it does. Being focused also increases the quality of the work you produce." My time management course demonstrates how to use 3 effective prioritizing techniques that will help you control your workday and get more of the right things done. Dorsey Management Services world-class training solutions consist of a wide variety of programs, ranging from leadership excellence to how to improve managerial effectiveness and project management and time management and conflict resolution and behavioral EQ, communication, how to make persuasive presentations, negotiation, sales. There are a wide variety of highly interactive courses available. The attendees get training workbooks. There are self-assessments and group work that are included in the courses. A 2013 IBM Smarter Workforce Training and Tenure Report found that objectives are met 90% more often by increasing team skills in your organizations, and that new employees that you hire are 42% more likely to stay when receiving the training they need to do their jobs. Take a look at some of the training programs that we offer and schedule one at your facility. You've just seen a partial list here. In fact, it's displayed on the screen right now. And there are other programs available upon request. We've gotten good results. In fact, of the most recent 1,179 people who've attended my programs, they've rated my trainer effectiveness. In fact, more than 99% of them have rated my trainer effectiveness as either good, very good, or excellent. In fact, the vast majority have said that my trainer effectiveness is excellent. In terms of industries, I've worked with a wide variety of industries. In fact, in a recent 5-year period, I worked with more than 75 different companies and organizations ranging from government to education to energy to manufacturing, distribution, banking and communications and technology, for example, and medical fields. So I work with a wide variety of organizations and people. So you'd be in really good hands. And here's a pie chart of the industries that I've been fortunate enough to be able to serve. Attendees will receive continuing professional education credit, so they'll be able to benefit in that way as well. Here is an example of the type of research that I actually build into my programs, which make sure that you're going to get the best of available information and best practices regarding any subject that I teach at your organizations. For example, in terms of leadership, it's important for um, people who are interested in leadership to understand, what do followers look for? So Gallup did a study in which they interviewed 10,000 followers from around the world. And they found that, number one, followers have a basic need of trust, honesty, integrity, and respect from the leader. Trust, compassion, stability, and hope, and we can build this type of a presentation into like any leadership program, or we've got a specific program in which we talk about the trust factor. And then we teach, what is it to be trustworthy? What are the elements of trust? For example, if you choose this program, of course. Furthermore, when we talk about employee trust levels, this research really shows how important it is. It says, we do not undermine each other. Only 37% of the respondents agree with that statement, which means that that's a problem within an organization. What about, we make decisions based on the best ideas and information rather than on office politics, right here at the bottom. Only 39% of the people agree with that statement. So trust is an issue that could be limiting your performance and decreasing your productivity within your organization. Why is this important? Research shows that highly engaged employees are more productive. Employees who feel engaged at work and who can use their strengths in their jobs are more productive and profitable. They stay longer, have happier customers, and produce higher quality. And once again, these are just examples of the type of research that I use to reinforce the points that I make in the classes. In fact, when you look at high engagement versus low engagement, take a look here. According to almost any metric, high engagement is preferable because it increases performance in terms of productivity, profitability, turnover, better in shrinkage, absenteeism is better. So essentially, it's important for leaders to know that you must satisfy the basic needs or address the basic needs of your people, provide management support, encourage teamwork, which will lead to growth. One of the objectives of our training programs is to increase employee engagement because of its link to high-performing employees. And we have a variety of tools that we can use depending on what's appropriate for your organization. For example, it might be appropriate to talk about social styles. Now, social styles has been rated as the most effective interpersonal skills training program. In fact, it's been compared to the Myers-Briggs type indicator model from CPP, the DISC model from Inkscape Publishing. It's been compared to those two models, and according to the research study, conducted by Colorado State University, social style is more effective. And if you're listening and you're familiar with the MBTI model or the DISC model and you want to see this research, just give me a call. I'd be happy to share this research and any other white papers that I have which reinforce the content of the materials that I'm going to present to your people. So we can incorporate social style, or we can incorporate the versatility of social style, which means that once you know what your social style is and the social style of others around you, then how versatile are you? And then we teach the importance of being versatile, because research has found that versatile managers are 27% more effective in leading teams, 25% more effective in coaching others, and then 22% more effective in managing conflict. So versatility is also important, and we emphasize that. We go deep into our courses in terms of teaching your people how to use the content of the material most effectively. And then, of course, we can help them to identify their leadership strengths. If that's a course that you want, and that if you want this information included in your training program, let me know. We can incorporate the identification of their leadership strengths, what their 5 dominant themes are. So you have executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking are the 4 domains of leadership strength, and then each person gets a chance after they complete their self-assessment to see what their 5 dominant themes are, to see if they're executing skills. What is their theme in executing? What is the theme in influencing? They might find that they have 3 themes in executing as a strength, and then influencing is another strength, yet their strengths aren't in relationship building or in strategic thinking. It's important for them to know that. So at any rate, the self-assessment will help them to identify their 5 themes of leadership within the 4 broad domains. And we go into that. And then finally, we talk about emotional intelligence. In this instance, we talk about the 3rd generation of emotional intelligence, which is behavioral intelligence, because we want them to know how emotional intelligence translates into behavioral intelligence and how to use it. Now, behavioral intelligence distinguishes between star and average performers. Research shows that there's a strong link between behavioral intelligence and performance. It applies across cultures and occupations, is linked to critical business measures and individual success, becomes more important as a career progresses. IQ and job-specific skills are often entry-level requirements. What seems to be most important is your behavioral intelligence. It's important for non-leadership positions as well, and behavioral EQ can be learned and developed. So in terms of behavioral EQ development, you identify your strengths, you develop an action plan, you allow time to practice, and then you assess your skills. So let's start with you assess your skills, identify your strengths, develop an action plan. There's a process. Look at the model here. When you look at the circles, that's traditionally what we call emotional intelligence, emotion awareness, self-insight, and self-confidence. And then emotion perception, your emotion, your empathy, your openness, and then your listening, okay, capabilities. Now, the broader area, though, relates to your behavioral intelligence. See that? That's the broad information. In other words, behavioral skills from emotional intelligence are the most important, because these are the best predictors of job performance and success. And I've got the research to support it. If you'd like to see this research, just give me a call at 855-483-5104, and I'd be happy to share it with you. Or send an email to me at fordorsey@gte.net, or go to my website. So we now distinguish between emotional intelligence, which is emotion awareness, recognition, and understanding, and behavioral intelligence, which represents skills you practice that directly influence others and your own effectiveness. John Kotter put it best: because of the furious pace of change in business today, the difficult to manage relationships sabotage more business than anything else. It is not a question of strategy that gets us in trouble. It is a question of emotions. So finally, I'd just like to say that Dorsey Management Services highly interactive training programs will address your specific training needs and increase your organizational effectiveness. To schedule a program, please give me a call, toll free at 855-483-5104.